Kaleidoscopic lights of the whirling mirrored globes and colored water displays sent me on dizzying flights of fancy, while go-go dancers shook their tits and stretched their boot-clad legs, whipping the wild and drunken crowd into a frenzy. And there was sex. There were always girls who didn't mind trying it with a guy like me. Something about the leg's absence made fucking more immediate. At least that's my theory. You probably have a name for this, Herr Doctor. He's writing this 40 years later to a therapist. You probably have a name for this, Herr Doctor, but I assure you, reading about it in a book is nothing. A thing like that has to be experienced. Berlin was a school in bodies, desires, horrors, lust, jealousy, fantasy, and pain. I don't mind telling you that I've tried it all. Girls, boys, 3, 5, 10, every which hole. Does that shock you? It didn't take me long to understand that Steffen provided cocaine and girls for the countless friends he seemed to have in every section of Berlin. Most nights, our rounds from the Vaterland to Café Braun, from the Stork's Nest to the Cozy Corner, were on a schedule. The outrageous crowd that followed Steffen knew they wouldn't have to pay cover fees or champagne tabs. There was always enough cement for everyone. In return, or perhaps for fun, they might go to bed with people Steffen introduced them to. It was Steffen's particular genius to mix business and pleasure in a way that made everyone happy. From Steffen, I learned to see pleasure in everything I do. If it's not fun, why bother? That was his motto, and I came to see the wisdom of it. In those days, Steffen meant everything to me. As a joke, Steffen introduced me as whomever occurred to him at the moment. I was an orphan painter, an undercover Spartakist, a science protege on a scholarship. Steffen introduced me, and then I had to keep up the lies. That was the game. I was a saxophone player in Bix Beiderbecker's band. I was a Swedish mesmerist. When I was asked about the leg, I talked about dogfights high above the Somme. When they wanted to hear my award-winning poetry, I said the poems were so futuristic, they hadn't been written yet.